What's up, guys? Hope you guys are doing good. Back with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about therapy, psychotherapy. What is it? Is it useful? My thoughts on it. Is it a scam, BS? Some background. I got my bachelor's in psychology, and then I got my master's in psychology, and now I work as a psychologist. So I'm going to be talking about what my thoughts are on it. I know it's controversial. Some people have a lot of opinions. There's a lot of people online that says, therapy's a scam, it's a hoax. And there's a lot of people on the other side saying, you need to go to therapy. Everyone needs to go to therapy. So first I'm going to say is there's different types of therapy. What is the definition of therapy? Google says therapy, treatment intended to relieve or heal a disorder. And so psychotherapy is the treatment of mental conditions by verbal communication and interaction. So therapy in general is anything that's therapeutic, anything that's healing. In psychology, there's terms, or the most evidence-based research practice therapy is cognitive behavior therapy. There's cognitive behavior therapy, there's talk therapy, there's psychodynamic, psychoanalytic therapy. There's a whole bunch of therapies. But ultimately, the ultimate goal of a therapy is to help the person in some way, either live a better life, help them discover, find out, uncover what's going on, help them seek some insight, and then they can implement it and make some change. So really, therapy is anything that helps a person. So it doesn't have to be talk therapy. It could be cognitive or behavior or some combination. So cognitive meaning it changes your thoughts, the way you think, the way you see the world. Behavior meaning changes your actions and changes what you do. It changes how you live. And so taking those two components, literally almost anything is therapy, guys. So for example, reading a book. Reading a book is a big form of cognitive therapy because it changes the way you think. So if you're like reading, Courage to be Disliked, Nietzsche, classic fiction, any type of Dostoevsky, that is a form of therapy because it's changing the way you think. It's a form of cognitive therapy. Mindfulness, meditation, stoicism, anything that where you're changing your thinking, it doesn't have to be talk therapy. That is a form of therapy, okay? And the word therapy is like it's such a not a red flag, but such an overused term because everyone's saying, you need to go to therapy, you need to go to therapy. There's also art therapy. Some people just like to draw. Some people like to write in a journal. Some way that you can communicate and process and try to understand what's going on in your life. And so behavior therapy is, for example, anything that changes your actions. So whether you're going to the gym, whether you're working out, whether you're going for a run, whether you're making a to-do list, a planner, some sort of thing that's changing your actions, that will then change your emotions and change your thoughts. Talk therapy does work for some other people because they're able to communicate, hear what they're thinking, and they're able to communicate to a person in a non-judgmental way, and where that they're feeling like they're being accepted. It's a way to clarify their thinking and know that they won't be judged or criticized, or sometimes they'll be challenged, but that's helpful for some people. So that's my thoughts, guys, about therapy. Literally everything is a therapy. Anything that helps you is therapy. You're going on a walk, that's a form of therapy. Writing, reading, journaling, going to the sauna, working out, meditating, talking to friends is therapeutic. Whatever is necessarily helpful for your life. So now another thing is that there's a lot of people that will say, I go to therapy, right? I go to therapy once a week, right? They go to their therapy 1 hour of the week, and there's 250 hours out of the week or something like that, 200 weeks, and they'll go to therapy for that 1 hour. And then the rest of the week, they won't exercise, they'll eat really poorly, they'll have terrible sleeping habits, and they'll sort of just use that therapy excuse as a way to just phone it in and not really act sincerely or authentically. So really, versus the person that doesn't necessarily go to a therapy appointment to see a therapist, but eating healthy, sleeping early, communicating with friends and family in a positive manner, exercise and meditating. They're actually going, not necessarily talk therapy with a therapist, but they're doing a lot of these cognitive and behavior therapeutic practices that is literally almost the same as therapy. It's not necessarily talk therapy, but it's just different forms of therapy. So guys, that's what I want to just emphasize. Anybody living alive and just living is probably doing some form of therapy. It's just how you define therapy. What is it? And yeah, so guys, that's how I'll end. Realize what is the form of therapy that works for you. Is it more cognitive? Is it more reading? Is it more behavior? Is it more artistic? Is it more just training? Do you like to do things on your own, be with others? It doesn't have to be the talk therapy, though sometimes talk therapy can help. So guys, that's what I'm gonna end there. Hope you guys are all doing well. Again, it's how you're spending 24 hours in a day. If you're using one hour of the day to, like, you know, really communicate and try to understand how you're doing, and then the other 23 hours you're just like totally just binge eating, you know, getting terrible sleep, drinking and using different types of recreational drugs, and not going through your purpose, and, you know, not trying to implement any sort of assertive principles or anything like that. I don't know, is therapy really going to be that much beneficial? I'm sure it will, but you're really like stacking yourself. So it's a holistic approach. Yeah, so guys, sorry it's a long video. I kind of rambled, but I hope you guys are all doing well, and peace, love, and yeah, catch you guys next time. Peace.